Is about strange sounds. So, yes, okay, it's recording. So, particularly this one sound that I heard outside for many nights. It was during last winter and a few times this past spring. So, it was almost as if it was a vibration going through the air, but it was almost like a creature at the same time. So, many things are happening, and the things in and around and under this world are about to be witnessed, and that a lot of people aren't aware of and don't believe, and it will shock many people, that's for sure. But I've throughout my life that make me aware of these things for sure. So, the daily Bible verse of the day just popped up. How conveniently timed. But so there's a YouTuber. She goes by the name of Shuga The Stargazer, and she is really nice. She's really kind. A great, wonderful person. Very kind individual. Check out her YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link below to her Strange Sounds video that she captured and shared it with me in the comments to my previous video that she commented on. So I thank her for all of her comments and all of her kindness, and for making her videos as well. I'm subscribed to her channel and I have the notifications turned on, so I recommend that you do the same. She's she's a very, very nice person. So with that shout out being stated, I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. I'm going to talk about my particular sound. So now I've been hearing sort of like train horns for many years in the sky, usually the western sky. Usually after 1 a.m. through 4 a.m. and then it eases off. Now that hasn't happened since, well, about a year and a half ago. And it usually happens during the winter months and sometimes during the summer. But it hasn't happened this year. I think it stopped around February. But this sound that I'm talking about goes just similar to what she heard and recorded. It was like a phone ringing sound, but it was hard to explain. I've heard many creatures. I've dealt with many creatures. I've dealt with Sasquatch activity. I've dealt with interdimensional beings, spirit activity. You name it. Strange lights and sounds and UFOs, spirit activity, orbs, ghosts, everything. I've dealt with paranormal activity, poltergeist type activity. I've dealt with, if you think of it, I've dealt with it. I really have, and it's something else. It really is. But this is the sound that I heard. And I'll probably make another video about it as well, but it was... And it just kept going. It would go... It would go low to loud. From low to loud. And it would happen about every 30 seconds or so. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And I still haven't. But I got a few of it on recording, and I wish I could remember what happened to them. You know how when you have all of these files on various micro SD cards, you do all these screen recordings and you do all these voice recordings and videos and pictures. You take all these videos and pictures, and they're all on files and folders and micro SD cards here and there, and portable hard drives, you know, and in the computer, and various hard drives and micro SD cards, SD cards, thumb drives, and you don't really know. It's like, oh my goodness, now what have I done with it, and which one is it on? Which one of these bazillion things is it on? And cards and things, and then finding it and looking through it is difficult to do. Well, I mean, trying to search through all of that data and try to find what you're looking for is difficult. But maybe I'll find it someday and get to share it. Maybe it'll happen again where I can share it. The frequencies are heightening, and the vibrational energies and frequencies are definitely heightening. The awakening time is happening. It is happening right now. I can't describe it. I can't state. Really, I can't do it justice to describe it. But there are so many things happening right now, and I hope more people become aware of it. I just wanted to share my experience and give a shout out to Shuga The Stargazer. Thank you very much. She's a kind, very sweet, very kind person, and has spoken to me several times recently, and I subscribe to her channel, turn on the notifications, and I recommend you do the same. She's an awesome person. So all of you out there talking to me, you're awesome. Thank you very much for sharing with me. I wish I could just give you all a long list of shout-outs. I would, if I could. And maybe I will someday. Maybe I'll compile a list of the recent comments and those of you sharing with me, if you're okay with it. And I'll shout out to all of you. So much love and peace. And thank you to her for sharing her video with me. I watched the video. I'm going to watch the rest of it in a moment. And I've heard many of those sounds. So I definitely believe you. And sometimes some of these things, I hear them, and other people around in the area don't act like they've heard anything. Whether it's the booms or the strange sounds or the rumblings or the strange beings, I'll call them, making weird like or it's strange. It's very strange. I've heard or not bear-like, but just very large, beastly-like sounds, and it's something else, and it's just howls, and I haven't heard those in a while. Not the howls, not the loud Sasquatch-type howls, but I've heard interdimensional things that you know what they are, and you know they're there. Well, actually, you can't explain what they are, but you know there's something beyond normal, quote-unquote, logical explanation. So I've dealt with so much. Just so much, I can't even begin to put it all down into one video. But I've heard this like sound like a phone ring sound, but then it's in a like it's like a train horn. Strange thing is, they were going to build many years ago in the 80s a train track through our area, but they never went through with it. So it's like you're hearing an alternate parallel universe or an alternate reality where the train tracks were built. That's what it's like. They used to speak about, a relative of mine, my uncle on my mama's side, used to speak about hearing the train horns. He said, "You ever hear that freight train in the sky? It's like a ghost train sound." He said, "That freight train comes through here all the time, and there's no train tracks through there." But yet, he heard it. My grandmother heard it. My granny talked about it and heard it. I've heard it. Now we've all heard it, my parents and I, and it's crazy. They never finished the train tracks. They never did it. They just destroyed it, demolished it, but yet you still hear this strange train horn sound in the sky. It's like a ghost train sound, and that's some of the sounds that we have heard, and it's something interesting. Maybe I'll share that as a sort of a ghost story. Around Halloween time, I've dealt with, it sounded like, oh my goodness, it was like around Halloween time one year, it was like a war was going on. It's like Civil War spirits and ghosts. We heard a lot. I need to share that. I've got to put that down to share. And I've heard so much. I've seen so much that if you didn't believe it already, you would have no choice but to believe it once you were in my shoes, so to speak, once you witnessed what I have. And all of you know most of you know what I'm talking about. I've dealt with so much. I've witnessed so much. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Peace and much love. I'll share a lot more in a future video. So peace, much love, bye. And check out her channel. Peace, bye.